It's Thursday night. Mark and I just got knocked out of pick 4 in the first leg. So business as usual for us here. Mark?
Yeah, the two of us decided to go bomb hunting, and we failed at it miserably. Just terrible. Those big squares, they're so enticing.
Damn big squares. I still didn't see what the hell happened to the 10, but
10 just was not that good. I think, the 2% trainer probably bit us in the ass.
Oh well. And I guess we should introduce our third here. He did not get swept up by a tornado. There was talk that he might have gotten hit by a tornado. Caleb, what's up?
That's right. We're not in Kansas anymore, but we're still here.
Anyways, we're on the wrong lead. Our boy Chase is feeling a little bit under the weather, so he's not here. And I know Brian has been just getting absolutely slammed with work. So you got the three of us once again. We're going to sit here. We're going to talk a little Gulfstream Park. We're going to talk a little Florida Derby. And we're going to take a look at a little bit of Sam Houston and Turfway here, I think as well. But since I do have the Turfway stream up and some Turfway PPs, I do want to mention this weekend. I think we have a cross country pick 5 featuring Turfway. You guys see that?
3 Turfway legs. 3 of them.
So that should be interesting. Just briefly, I have not handicapped that Jeff Ruby stakes. But did either of you guys notice that the horse I was trying to run to the windows at Circa to bet did not get entered?
I didn't even look.
No, Fire at Will did not. He didn't get entered, or I don't know if he didn't. At least from what I saw, I'm pretty sure I saw JT Massey post some stuff, post entries earlier, and Fire at Will was not entered. So it's a good thing I did not go to Circa. Mark, I guess I only caught the beginning of chat here. You said that a couple non-Americans. What was going on? What was going on in chat here?
Somebody said that hello fellow Americans, and I mentioned I know that there are non-Americans in the chat, and Canada is not part of America. It may be the 51st state, but there are Canadians. So we went there.
According to Jay, Canadians are people also. So
they have poutine, and anybody who has poutine, how can you not love poutine?
Oof. I'm sorry, Caleb.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Mr. Stephen Fox in chat said you did not get hit by a tornado, but Hurricane Jess.
Well played, my friend.
Anyways, let's go ahead. I went ahead and pulling up the PPs here. I have Sam Houston up, but we're going to kind of go through some of these races here at Gulfstream. There is a mandatory pick 6 payout. I am strongly against playing the rainbow bets, except on mandatory day. I did cash a nice little $1,000 ticket last time, so let's see if we can repeat that this time here. I haven't looked at this race. I know Caleb hasn't looked at it. Mark, did you take a look at this first race in the Rainbow Six at all?
Yeah, I did. I mean, and this is one of those races that has a whole lot of horses that are going to be familiar names to anybody who's used to some graded stakes turf sprint, or this sort of miler company. Sayoff is in here, who is a horse that is good, who's been good, has his day. Hey Dakota, First Primero, a bunch of horses. And I think, and I know Josh and I, we sort of had a pre-production meeting. We were talking about how do you approach this kind of sequence. I think this is, of the races on this, in this sequence, this is the one where you either have to say, hey, I'm going to get real aggressive to somebody like Sayaf. Or you got to spread. And I think I'm going to spread here. I'm, like 7 or 8 deep in this race. I think there's a lot of horses that can win this, a lot of horses that make some sense. I went through a few of the names already, but I think I had, I think on top, somebody like a Blameless, Summer to Remember, or Sayaf are the ones that probably make the most sense. But there's a lot of different ways you can go in here. Really competitive race, and a lot of interesting players.
Oh, your boy Noble Indy showing up for Mr. Safi Joseph Jr.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Noble Indy went all the way down to claiming 35, huh? Oof. Wasn't he running in stakes last year?
He was running in stakes for like half his career, I think.
Half his career.
I don't think he ever won one, but
I don't think he ever won one, but he was around the finish line. I mean, I think I like him here, but I think this is probably a little bit too sharp for him, and he's also in the freaking 11 post. So Paco's got his work made out for him to invent a trip from the 11 path.
Yeah, I mean, Sayaf here looks like the horse. I mean, Hey Dakota, I think his best days are behind him, mostly because I know he's a year out of the service barn at this point, but I don't think he's really run anything else that's been close to his. Oh man, I forgot what number he was. Is he a 9 horse?
He's a 10.
10 horse.
Yeah.
I don't really think he's run anything really close to his previous bests.
He's won it better than this, since the barn switch. So I can't fault him too much, but he's definitely usable. But again, he has that same 10 post it way outside on the turf where you got to sort of invent a trip. That's a hard trip to invent.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to really harp on this too much. I like Sayaf because I think he's going to get a nice easy lead here. But I kind of agree with you, Mark. I think like once you go past Sayaf, like a lot of these horses look real sameish, and it gets kind of expensive very quickly.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. I think it's one of those races if you and I very much respect that opinion. I think in these sort of pick sixes, if you want to take a stand here in a race where a lot of people are going to spread, you're going to get paid for it. And I think, Sav at 7-2 makes a ton of sense. This is probably the level where he belongs, probably the level where he's belonged for a long time. He's competitive at this level. So it makes a lot of sense.
All right. So I'm going to do something here real quick. Let me see.
You might want to get over to Sammy Houston, Josh. We're loading right now. So
we are loading in. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, I thought this 9 here at a stupid price was sort of interesting. Optics was really kind of dig in this 9, so I got a little money there.
Yeah, what did I have here? My pick 4 is dead. I had the 5, the 7, and the 9 here. Todd Fincher is a pretty decent trainer. I'll toss a 5 here on this 9.
Right price.
Yeah, I think the 5 is a pretty solid value too. 9-2. I mean, the 7 looks like the 7 is the most in-form horse in this race. So I kind of just think the 7's probably going to continue his winning ways, but I think you're getting a decent enough price on the 5 or the 9 for a win bet. Definitely would use those horizontally. I'm
going to probably put this horse into the winner's circle. Oh boy, I think this 4 is massively over bet. I know we talked about this right before we went live. This is a Jonathan Wong, off the claim horse, and this horse has a massive case of seconditis. So I mean, maybe he moves this horse forward, but just sort of seems like this one's taking way too much money.
Jay is making sure he doesn't mess up any of his bets. He's playing the 9 at both Sammy and Turfway. It's a smart thing to do. I haven't looked at Turfway yet, but at least Turfway to me, it seems like it's been playing outside and closers again. But then today I saw a horse went up the rail, so who knows? Looks like a nice even start here. Doesn't look like they're going real fast. The 7's getting a pretty easy lead here.
9 getting that nice outside stalking trip, so which is what you want. Or kind of what you expected, I should say, with given what the running lines look like.
Yeah, and Caleb, I don't want to surprise you or anything, but just know that for race 10 at Gulfstream, you are going first. Just, I mean, I
You
I
can
think.
guess what horses are in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of gives us a tip, doesn't it?
Well, 23, 23 and 1.
Yeah,
Y'all got the
looking
9?
like you're pretty right here with your call on the 7, Josh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the 7's up there. The 4 looks like he's trying to do something. Might be a little empty.
7 looks to be rolling on the outside here, and we'll see.
Well, 5's fighting back on the inside, but weird camera angle.
Weird camera angle. They're
And
farther
the 7's
apart.
pulling
Your
away.
your 7's gone.
Yeah.
4 ran. Well, better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like playing anything back there because I would have, at least in my head, I would have had to play 3 horses, and I was getting a much shorter price on the 7. And if that 7 came in, I think that I'd get more value out of the double in the next race. So I just kind of skipped
that
that.
was my take. I was sort of, do I play a pick 3 and try to spread a little there, then layer it in with a more levered pick, daily double that just singles the 7 there, and it gets a little. How do you balance it out? It didn't feel like there's a lot of value there.
All right, Caleb. So hold on, Mark. I'm gonna, and then whenever you're ready, Caleb.
Oh shit, we're on, man. Race 10. So this has field as it's a pretty good field of 7 horses and also Sadler's Joy. So apparently he escaped out of the old friend's farm. I guess they're still let this horse run for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that he was feeling bad that the ponies that carry the children around at the state fairs were passing him, and he got a little discouraged and maybe showed up at the racetrack. But at any rate, he can't win this race. He hasn't won a race since Obama was president, and there's no way. So yeah, you kind of toss him immediately, and you have a pretty competitive race here. My first question is, where does the speed come from? And I have no idea. On paper, it probably should come from the 8 turn and burn, but you do have Julian Leperoux on board, who is not known for sending a speed horse on turf. Quite the opposite. So it does make it a little tricky here. Does one of these jocks get a little aggressive out of the gate and try to create something? I mean, I don't even know which of the jocks could, even if they wanted to. I guess there was a time long ago when Cross Border had a little bit of speed, but he's certainly switched to more of a closing style now. So I am going to use a little bit of churn and burn. I don't really think the horse is fast enough. I don't really want to take him going from a optional 35 into a grade 2, but this is a grade 2 with Sadler's Joys, I'm assuming your favorite. So it's not a real grade 2. I kind of think that, sometimes you just want to be on the front in these long marathon races. I mean, how many times have we seen it at Gulfstream where they just make the lead and stretch them out and put them to sleep? I mean, I'd be amazed if this half mile was faster than 51 seconds. So I think he's probably the horse that interests me from a pace perspective. And then if I had to go back to a familiar well, I'd be much more likely to go to Cross Border than somebody like Temple or obviously Sadler's Joy. I don't really like Cross Border. I don't trust this horse. I didn't like him last week when he was entered in it at the fairgrounds, but he did scratch out of that race to run here. I think this is a much better spot. I think he's better going a mile and a half compared to I think it was a mile and an eighth that he was entered in last time. So I think this is a much better spot. I do kind of like him a little bit here. I would hope to see Tyler be aggressive from the get-go and try to keep him like second or third. But this is not a horse I have any confidence in. I'd probably use the 8 and then maybe the 1. There's another horse in here that I know both of you guys like, so I'll let y'all touch on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark and I both like the 7 horse here, Moon Over Miami. At least when I look on time form, this horse seems to fit pretty well in this spot, and I think you're going to get a much better price on this horse than you're going to get on a horse like, say Sadler's Joy or Cross Border or even the 2 horse Temple. So yeah, so I really do like the 7 here. I think the 7's probably going to be my top pick in this race. Um, there's a little bit of concern that you know the 8 maybe wires or kind of does something like he did last time out. Um, I remember being, I think, against this 8 last time because it was Leparoux and this horse I thought was going to be forwardly placed, and then Leparoux went and like almost wired the thing, or set a nice trip and won. So, um, but yeah, like Sadler's Joy needs his 3-turn race and needs to get a pace set up at this point, and he's going to take a ton of money. So I think that's going to be an easy fade for me. The other horses that I was interested in are the 1 and the 2 here, Cross Border and Temple. They seem to really be the only other horses that are fast enough, I think, to win this race, along with the 8 and Sadler's Joy. So I'll probably go with 7 as my top pick, and then use a little bit of the 1 and the 2 here.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with what Josh is kind of putting out here. And I think agreeing again with what Caleb said, I think the 1, the 2, and the 3, all 3 of those horses haven't won in forever. All of them have been pretty well exposed, and we sort of know what they are. So I want the more fresh-faced horses to this division, and and that happens to be the 7 and the 8. Both Moon Over Miami and Churn and Burn are horses that I haven't been seeing for 3 years, and I haven't been seeing them where they should win every time, not showing up and losing. And both of these horses seem to have gotten a little better now that they've been stretched out a little more. You're going to get paid if they do win, and honestly, in races like this where there's a lot of horses that have shown they don't really love go and get their photo taken and go to the winner's circle, I'll take the unknown quantities. And I think Josh and I were both talking. I think there's a chance here that Bill Mott wins half the races in this pick 6 sequence. He looks loaded for bear. So I would put Moon Over Miami over Churn and Burn just because I don't trust Julian on a loose speed type. But wouldn't shock me if Churn and Burn wins another one right back here.
Yeah, Jay's kind of against the 8, just based on the fact that winning back-to-back mile-and-a-half races is not something that happens very often. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could kind of see that if the horse kind of ran his race last time, and I know we don't like to use that B word, but I mean, we're looking over a month and a half. We're about 6 weeks out, so I mean that should be well spaced enough to kind of recover from that race.
Probably says more about the quality of the horses running in the mile-and-a-half turf races than it's something in and of itself hard to do. I mean, Channel Maker did it this year, and that should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, was there another horse in this race? No, I think I'm thinking of a different race, but yeah, I think Mark and I we're kind of in agreement on that race, with that 7 kind of being the top pick, and then kind of coming into the 11th race, I like the other Bill Mott horse, the 6. I mean, I think Annex should be pretty short priced here, but I mean, this is a tough race only because I swear we talk a lot about stake sequences being chalky, the classy horses, you get the first or second or third choice very often. I'll tell you, man, these 3-year-old turf races are a whole nother ball of wax. And I always feel very scared taking a short price horse like an Annex in these types of situations, because these turf horses, I mean, they mature quickly. They seeing big jumps in speed figures and in especially in 3 to 4-year-old, which is also another reason why I like the 7. A newly turned 4-year-old or 3 months old, they tend to move forward a little bit at this time of the year. So, but yeah, I mean, I just have a hard time though looking past the 6 horse here. What about you, Mark?
Pretty much agree with you. Annex is a horse that I definitely want to use. Makes a lot of sense in here. The horse that I'm probably the most interested in, and I'm sure Caleb was going to pick on me about, is the 5 King of Dreams. This is a horse that freaked first time over turf, and then they took a shot in the Tampa Bay Derby. Now they're getting back to turf. Not a ton of turf pedigree, but it seems like Air Force Blues can kind of run on everything. It's due to see him do better more on dirt. It runs back to that maiden score or even a touch of improvement, and it should be really, do really well in here. I don't know if 9-2 is the price I would want to win bet the horse, but I think the horse is the most interesting horse in a field that I think a lot of these definitely have some upside in.
Yeah, I can't pick on you at all for really you or Josh. I like both the 5 and the 6 here. I do have some concerns about the price on the 6 getting a little too short. I kind of think this horse just completely tripped out last time. Was 22 lengths last and won going, they set fractions like that going 5 furlongs and they went 8.5 last time, 22, 44. So, I just think he sort of tripped out, but nonetheless, he ran a good race and it's not like it came out of nowhere. So I do like the 6 and the 5. It's a little questionable who makes the lead here, but with Jaramillo up, this horse clearly has tactical speed. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see the 5 get on the lead, and that turf try was a really nice one. So I'm not against the 5 either. The horse that I actually like the best here is the 8. You got to deal with a pretty big layoff here, and this isn't the easiest spot to come back. But this is a horse that won first out for Barclay Tag on turf. Two things: win first out and win on turf. The Barclay Tag is not really known for. The horse went off 25-1. Clearly took no money that day, but it won like a sure thing. It won going away at Saratoga, and with Dylan Davis too. I mean, that's got to be worth something. Horse comes back in the Pilgrim and runs a nice third, and the horse that won that race was Josh's horse Fire at Will, who went on to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. So that was clearly a pretty strong race. I want to say Public Sector is a Chad horse. I can't remember. And then the horse came back in the Awad. I'm sure Red Warrior can correct me on that. Whatever the $80,000 listed stakes was at Belmont, and ran another good race. So the horse has improved in all 3 career starts, and then went on the shelf for about 6 months, give or take. So I don't know if the readiness and the fitness is going to be there off the layoff, but if you project average improvement from a 2-year-old to 3-year-old season from November to March, this horse should be your fastest or one of your fastest horses in this race, and you're getting 6-1. So I'm very intrigued in this 8 horse here. So that would probably be the horse that I like the best, but I'm not against your picks at all either.
So I did look at a couple of other horses in here, and I guess I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this. What do you guys think about the 2 and the 3? I feel like you're going to get a little bit better prices on these 2 horses. The 2 I know is leaving the Pletcher barn, but Timeform really liked his effort last time out. I think probably because was there a runaway, I think, in that race?
Yeah, I don't want the replay, but 3rd by 20 generally suggests a runaway leader.
Yeah, it looked like there was a runaway in that race, and everything's coated red, and they gave it a pretty nice nice figure there. But that Belmont race from the 3, if you kind of go back, I know it was a year ago almost at this point. Well, not a year, what? 7 months or whatever, 5 months. I can't do math. But that October race for that 3 puts this horse right in there. And if you do get a little bit of improvement, I know he looks like he's kind of gone off form here a little bit, but I don't know, just that big fig kind of intrigued me a little bit. You get Chase's favorite trainer in George Weaver. And you get Jersey Joe Bravo, who, he's from Jersey. Those Jersey guys like to steal races. So Mark is just like not believing anything I am saying right now.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, on your two here, out of the Todd Pletcher barn for me is definitely a demerit. It's much like out of the Chad Brown or out of the Bob Baffert barns. Certain barns, horses moving out of just scare me. And also a trainer who's only 7% first, with new entries to his barn. And I think Annex sort of answered the question versus the two last time out. And if you like Annex, and you're not trying to say that the pace was super compromised or something else, don't you have to kind of toss the two for, being fourth and I mean, it ran a great race. I'm not, but probably has to improve a ton to turn the tide on Annex, and your three just isn't fast enough. I mean, I think I always put a little bit of an asterisk next to big figs on a maiden break, especially when a horse obviously kind of had its way with the field and ran away late. That race came back huge, but hasn't repeated it. Nothing even in the same league on either time form or buyers. So I kind of ignore that one big fig. If you ignore that one big fig, then the horse just really isn't near good enough to compete with a lot of these.
Yeah, I agree with Mark. I'll be more succinct maybe, but I think the two I could maybe use if you think he can, improve off Pletcher. You'll get paid anyway. The three I can't get to. I mean, the horse looks like he's out of form. I get it. If he improves on that number, he could win, but I just don't see a reason why I think he's going to improve on that number 6 races ago.
So taking a look here, look at chat. Jay once again saying he's asking what's wrong with the 7. Both the 2 and the 6 are coming out of a stupidly run race. The 7 ran a really good race against the bias in its last second off the layoff and does have a stakes win. Did you guys already talk about the 7? Can't be done here.
We didn't. That one, I'm not going to talk anybody off a 20-1 shot, especially a horse that maybe still has some upside. Was against the bias, probably gets back to a distance the horse is perfect at, and I would imagine that this horse, just on the pedigree, probably wants to go this distance. Yeah, sure. I mean, I wouldn't fault somebody at 20-1. I would much rather use the 7 than, not to dig at Josh, but then the 2 or the 3. I think you probably have a horse that you're getting second off and you're getting that, that chance to improve, and a horse that's won a few times. Yeah, 7's a little interesting there.
Yeah. Our boy Jared here has got the 8, the 6, and the 4 in this race. So he also likes Annex, Step Dancer, and Lucky Law, which is another. It's a B and Cone horse. We didn't really talk about him.
I got to kind of ask, because nobody's really gotten to what I think very well could be your favorite, and that's Hyper Focus. Nobody here on the 1?
Well, the horse looks too slow. On paper, the speed fig it earned last out wasn't very fast, and that part of the reason is that it probably will be your favorite. And horses that aren't fast enough on paper that would need to improve to win at favoritism or just bets I'm never going to make. So it could win. It's Pletcher. It's Irad. It has the rail. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to think this horse could win. But if you're talking 7-2, 3-1, whatever it goes off at, I'll probably let it beat me.
So how do you approach, and I guess this becomes a little bit more the game theory standpoint, how do you approach a horse like that in a pick 6? Like, I mean, I understand. I 100% agree with you. Not a horse I want to win bet, because you're probably going to get more like 5-2 on this horse, or maybe even shorter. But how do you manage this one in a pick 6?
No, that's a good question. And I think for me, it depends on my opinions and the rest of the sequence. If I think the sequence looks pretty chalky and I'm going to use a lot of favorites, I'll probably leave this horse off my ticket because I really don't like him anyway. If I really like some other prices, I don't want this to be the horse that beats me that I could totally see winning. I just think will be an underlay. So the horse probably makes it onto a couple of my tickets, maybe in like a B or something like that.
I mean, I hate the horse, so I'm not going to use it at all.
There you go. Conviction.
I mean, I think you said it right, Killer. I mean, the horse is just too slow. I mean, last time it ran, well, I guess it was on dirt. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like taking slow horses at short price favorites. Like, and I'm not talking like Greatest Honor, who's a slow horse, but he's a slow horse in a slow race. But there's probably what 2/3 of this field that has a fig faster than the one. And I mean, you're going to have to pay the IRAD and Pletcher tax. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the one wins, but there's going to be plenty of people who do something stupid and like single the one in this spot or something like that, just because of the connections, or only use the one in the six. So if you can use only one of them or get around this one, I think it's going to make your ticket a little bit better return on investment. But I don't know if the one could very well win. He's got to move forward, but he doesn't have to move forward that much. What we got? We got 7 minutes here still till Sam Houston. I did see Jared asking if anybody liked anything at Turfway Race 7. I haven't really looked at Turfway tonight.
I can tell you, I don't have a clue in the next race at Sam Houston. I don't trust the 10 at all, but man, every horse looks the same in that race to me.
I ended up on 4, 5, 10 in the next at Sam Houston, and I don't know if I would straight win bet the 4 or the 5. Maybe you're getting paid to do so.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in the 7 at Sam Houston. I think that might be the horse I might win bet if I can get, 4 or 5 to 1.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of horses in here. And I know, Caleb, you're big with me, big like me as well, where you do not like you like horses for course. And there's a lot of horses that have shown they don't like Sam Houston in this next race. So, that 7 makes quite a lot of sense, and it's a horse that at least has a win over the surface.
Yeah, I think I'm with both of you guys in some way, shape, or form. I got the 5, the 7, the 10 was what I had written down here. What kind of odds we got? The 10, of course, is going to be super short, so I might just double out of this 5 and the 7, and then just pick up a couple. Like the problem with doubling out of this race is, I swear, this last race I probably could take an all and still not know if I'm going to hit. So
that last race is just rough, because there's a bunch of horses that are maidens coming out of stakes races who you have to assume one of the first time starters has to be faster, right? But they're going to take it. Those horses dropping out are going to take a ton of money, and then how do it's just a rough race.
I think the 2 and the 5 were who I had. Let me scroll down real quick.
I'm gonna look at Turfway, because that last race at Sam Houston, I just glanced through it, and it doesn't make me feel all tingly inside, so I think I'm going to skip.
It makes me feel something inside.
I'll just win bet the 7 here, I think. I do like your 5, though, both you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to do the 5 and the 7, and then there was another horse in here that I did like. I got to pull up my notes on my other screen. Oh, yeah. I think it was a 2 and a 10. So the 10's probably going to be real short, but
he's actually not taking much money. He's 2 to 1 off a 7 to 5 morning line, and if you believe the figs and the race he exited, he should be 4 to 5 here.
Yep. So I got a 5, 7, 2, 10 double. So I'm going to fade the 10 here. I'm trying to get to this. I think that, like you kind of said, Mark, I think that this 2 horse, the Asmussen first time starter. I'll take a shot. With the rest of the crap that's in this
that
field.
was sort of my feel as well. I sort of like the 2 and the 3, who are the first time starters for barns that at least have some history of having decent first time starters. So
yeah, looks like Jared is on the 9 again. He likes Sophie Doyle's 9 to just ruin everything. Why are you how you are, Jared? Why? And Jay's saying that the 1 had a great trip behind a slow pace in this last, never ran that fast. And I think he's talking about race 11 here, which was the favorite Yeah, I mean, he did kind of close into a real slow pace based off of Briz numbers. I don't know. Does Timeform have that coded blue?
Which horse now?
No, Timeform doesn't have. Oh, Timeform doesn't have any pace figs though. Interesting. I wonder if this was like hand timed or if the timing was messed up.
What horse you talking, Josh?
Hyperfocus, but Timeform doesn't have any pace figs at all. So I know.
I have 88 early, 52 late in the last race.
So, all right, Caleb, you got anything at Turfway you like?
I'm looking. It's actually a pretty cool race. I mean, there's a couple of horses in here that I recognize. Seguin's in this race, and I've definitely lost money on that horse before. Wesley Ward, turf sprinter. I mean, just look at the odds that horse has gone off at in every start in her career. I mean, other than the one start in the Grade 1 where she went off, 9-1 on the dirt. I mean, 2-1 beaten favorite, even money beaten favorite. 8-5 beaten not favorite. 6-5 beaten favorite. Final 6-5 winner. Even money beaten favorite. Even money winner. Like, this horse just gets bet off the board. I can't go there. 2-1 is actually a better price than I thought you'd get. I guess the Jonathan Thomas horse is taking money, and 2021 is a hell of a year. Chris Landeris is 25%.
I'll tell you, man, Turfway is just like reinvented his career.
Good for him. I mean, after that year he had a Gulfstream, he needs a heater.
I was kind of laughing because I saw that Deshaun Parker's got is on Sequin. And I was like, dude, I am not betting a Wesley Ward horse that doesn't have Corrales aboard. What in the world is going on? Corrales doesn't have a mount in this race, and I saw his horse scratch. So that's why.
The other Ward.
Yep, the other Ward. I mean, Corrales and Ward are, I don't know, they're hitting at some stupid like 35% or something. Corrales is actually, I think he's a flat win bet profit at Turfway, and he wins at like 30% or something, which like you never see, because whenever you see a jock hit at that high percentage, it's always usually for like a loss on return for investment, because return on investment, because he's always on short price favorites or something like that. For some reason, Corrales horses just don't get bet sometimes. I have no idea. So I guess people just haven't picked up on it yet.
The track where you want to bet Corrales is Kentucky Downs, because he was absolutely disgusting there this past meet, and every horse he was winning on was like 20-1. It was insanity.
The kid can ride. I mean, he ride really good.
Kid can really ride. He really can.
Keeneland or Churchill, I forget, but he was riding excellent at one of those meets too. And it wasn't just like getting spoon-fed. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he was getting a couple of Asmussen mounts, and it wasn't like he was getting spoon-fed with top-tier stuff. I mean, he was doing it with some bums.
Yep.
How old is Gerardo Corrales?
He's ageless.
I don't even know how you look that kind of stuff up. Oh, Horse Racing Nation just has no data for that.
We are going in the gate at Sam Houston.
All right.
Yeah, Turfway, I don't know what to do. I want to be against Sequin, but all the speed scratched out. The 7 and the 3. So I'm trying to figure out if this horse just gets loose now or what. And I'm also trying to figure out if getting loose is even a good thing at Turfway.
I don't think it's terrible now that it's kind of warmed up a little bit. Jared likes the 6 at Turfway. I do
like your 6 a lot here, Jared. That 6 is on the cutback. I think that horse is really interesting. I wish there weren't scratches. If there weren't scratches, I'd be all over the 6.
All right, this 10 is finally taking all the money at
4-5.
Right yeah.
Oh man, if you like the 4 or the 5, you're getting your price.
You really are. Wow. Whew. Honestly, anyone here is a decent bet besides the 10.
Yeah. I mean, I like the 10, but I thought there were other places to get around chalk, and this was where I was going to take the chalk, and I didn't get around the chalk.
Yeah, I was saying, Caleb, even your 7, I think that was a better price than I expected.
Yeah, I think he's, what is he, 5-1 or something? 6-1?
5-1, yeah.
Yeah, I got a win bet on him, so I knew he'd be coming from back. I was hoping he wouldn't be this far back, but as long as someone keeps the 10 company for half a mile.
I just love that. I love that the 7 was just like for no reason, just like riding like right behind another fucking horse in that turn, just kept on pulling up.
Yeah. 5's getting a nice trip. 10 actually cleared off now though. If 10's as good as he looks, he ain't gonna lose from here. But why do you take a horse that just won you a $40,000 allowance and drop him in for a $10,000 tag?
Well, they're kind of bunching up behind this 10, so
I don't know how Sam Houston fractions are, but I would have to think 47-1 is on the quick side. No,
You would have to think.
I think
He was
so.
pretty
like
heavy
golf
early.
stream turf.
Okay, the 7's winding up a little bit.
He's got to go super wide though, but he went too wide. I'll never get there.
Keep shit talking him, Caleb.
Yeah, he's never gonna get there. He has got no shot.
It's a long stretch.
They better have to make another lap.
Boy, he's trying.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah, he's never going to get there going that wide. I should have. I don't know. Someone should have said that earlier.
Someone should have told the jock.
Uh-oh. We got Stewart coming in hot saying the 10's a lock at Turfway.
10 is a lock.
10 is a lock at Turfway.
Jared is saying Jared likes the 10 also.
All right. I'm putting all my money in Landeros here.
On out of the Jonathan Thomas Witness Protection Program. Horse ain't been seen since September of 2019. Probably about the last time Sadler's Joy won.
All right. I put a big win bet here on this 10.
I want to bet the 6, but 2-1's not the right price. That's a terrible price on that horse. So I'd probably take the 10 if I was going to. I mean, at 5-2, that's fair-ish. I mean, Thomas is really good on a layoff, and this horse loves turf. He should be fine overall synthetic.
All right, let's see what we got.
I'm going to pass this race turf way. Nothing here looks good to me.
I'm just mushing the shit out of Keep Pounding here. I mean, I'm tailing Keep Pounding. He never steers me wrong.
Keep Pounding is like my best friend now. We're good buddies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we're good. Yeah.
Anybody shout out Keep Pounding yet?
Yeah, shout out Keep Pounding for thank you him for contributing to my horse racing fund. That was nice of him.
Your horse racing fund. Mark hasn't had to make a deposit in about the past this all year because Keep Pounding is making them for him. All right,
we're not going to talk about here. I
got the Gulfstream Oaks up already. I mean, I've had it up, okay. But we got distracted here.
The race is all stacked up on us.
Yeah, it looks like the 3 Crazy Beautiful is going to be your favorite in this race. And I don't really like Crazy Beautiful. I don't really like Con Lima. I think Con Lima. I mean, I guess they're doing the Fire at Will, where what they tried, or no, the Cowan. It's the Cowan, right? Cowan is the one they tried to get on the Derby Trail like 3 times. So I don't know. They're running Con Lima off the grass and on the dirt. I don't know why. I actually really like the 6 horse here for Bill Mott, but looks like race is off, and looks like this 10 is sitting a decent trip. This 2 just came flying though.
2 took some money too.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? How the heck that 10 awful.
I mean, the 8 looked to get so loose, but I couldn't go back to sequin. I've been hurt before.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Anyways, yeah, I really like the 6 here. Mark, can you pronounce this?
Millefeu?
Sure.
I believe it's Melissa lost by 21 lengths last out.
Did you watch that race?
At the time.
Yeah, I actually went back and watched the race, and It was actually like whoever was on the lead ended up fading because that was the one that long shot won, and I forgot what it I forgot the name of the
It
horse that
was
won.
a whole Bodemeister.
The whole Bodemeister won, and the horse that was kind of on the lead along with whole Bodemeister kind of faded back and literally just took Milfew or whatever, took the horse back the entire way. Like just, I mean, there was nowhere for JB to go. He just got backed all the way to the back, and then he just wrapped the horse up and finished. So put a line through that one, and I don't like the one. I don't like the three. I think that this is the logical horse. Bad trip, but at the same time, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what's kind of price you get on this horse. Because it's going to be one of those things where everyone sees the trouble. So I don't know. This horse is probably going to be shorter than 7-2. This horse could probably maybe even go off as your favorite. I don't know. I just didn't like the other two short price horses. I thought the 6 made the most sense here.
Yeah, I ended up landing on Crazy Beautiful. Like the horse quite a lot. I think if you're a time form person, she makes a ton of sense in here. And off the layoff, I can excuse that Devonadale to some degree. And yeah, I think she's super, super, super interesting in here. And she's kind of going to probably be my lone A, but I do agree that the 6, however world you say her name, and the other one, Kunlima the 1, both are at least a little bit interesting. Kunlima more for the amount of speed she has.
Yeah, I'm surprised that. First off, I hate this race. I mean, I don't know. I would probably use this whole field if I could. This feels like the kind of screwy race where there's nobody that you can really trust. I mean, maybe Malefiol or whatever her name is had some trouble last out. I can accept that, but you're taking a short price on a horse that is exiting a very bad trip. Still has to answer some questions. There's some questions there. I do like the one. It's probably my top pick is Con Lima. Horse has a lot of tactical speed. Should get the lead here, I would think. It's Pletcher, it's Irad. Are they just sort of taking a shot on dirt, trying to catch Oaks fever? Maybe she can handle it. I mean, probably. But she has handled dirt in the past. I mean, she broke her maiden over dirt. In her debut race, she actually lost to Hull Bodemeister, who just won the Devonadale last out at 50-1. So, clearly that wasn't a bad loss. So she handles the surface. She has speed. You get Irad and Pletcher. You get the rail. There's a lot to like here. So I do like the one here a good bit, even if the connections are kind of taking a shot. I just kind of prefer her to some of the others. I mean, a horse like Crazy Beautiful, I just don't think she's really moved forward very much since her, win back in August at Ellis Park. I get that the time form numbers have gone up progressively. It doesn't look that way on Briz. I don't know how the buyers look. But I mean, her finishes just haven't really gotten any better. I mean, she loses by 6 lengths, in graded stakes company, and that's kind of what she does. I mean, I think we've all seen that the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies was not a strong race. I mean, Vequist came back to run up the track. Crazy Beautiful hasn't done much. So I don't know. I mean, sure, like if you want to forgive her for one off the layoff, maybe. But this is a horse that's going to be overbet for me. And if we're talking about kind of bad favorites and how to handle them in a pick 6, this is one that I very much don't like and just might honestly leave off my ticket completely. I wouldn't leave off Josh's 7 Malefiol, but Crazy Beautiful can probably beat me. I just don't see it with her.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like I'm just crazy or what have you, but like whenever I get into a race like this where like I hate a bunch of horses, and like I just like don't like the race. Like, I mean, I don't like buying races and then I end up getting short price favorite. So I think kind of like how Mark said, I think that I might just be singling the 6. Like, I mean, if I lose, I just don't have. I don't think I don't like any of these other horses. The only other horse that I would want to use is, like you said, Mark. I think the 1 is interesting. I'm a little concerned because the horse has been running pretty decent at that 1 mile on the turf, and doesn't exactly have. Well, I mean, it has AP Indy, on the top, but
Yeah,
I mean, Commissioner.
they're fairly obviously taking a shot to get into the Oaks here. They're taking that shot of, can this one run on dirt? Pedigree says it should be able to, but it is a shot, and you obviously have to go into it understanding that it's going to be way over bet given on connection.
But I mean, Commissioner and Consolidator on the bottom. I mean, not exactly screaming distance. I mean, I know AP Indy screams distance, but I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, it has run decent on the dirt, but was at 7 furlongs. So I don't know. It's just like you don't feel great taking a short price on this kind of horse, right? But there's just not much in this race. I mean, you got the 2 Bow Bow Girl who's coming off a maiden. Yeah, I mean, most of these are just horses that have won one race. So
it's a bad Oaks for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, I almost want to do the Caleb approach here and maybe ABC and buy the rest of the field as C's. Wouldn't be, for how the structure I have on it, wouldn't really be that expensive. And it gives me just that sanity coverage where you get, the $50 horse kind of a thing that comes in out of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw Keep Pounding went ahead and said he wants to hate Conlima here, but she should get loose. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't feel great about this. I think the 1 and the 6 are the most likely winners. I like the 6 considerably more than I like the 1. It looks like Luke is saying that this race is wide open every year. And that might be true, but this year, if it's wide open, it's because the field kind of is weak. Jared's asking if anyone likes the 5 on the cutback at Sam Houston. I did like the 5 a little bit. I had him in my tickets. I was mostly through the 2 and the 10 here, though. On the last at Sam Houston. And Sixer saying something that's all we know all too well. Been chasing Crazy Beautiful since Ellis. He's undecided here. I've been chasing some horses for like 3-4 years at this point, Sixer. So I've yet to get on the right side of Sadler's Joy, except when he got DQ'd. Because I had was that the one that Cross Border got moved up?
Cross Border got put up.
Yep. You were so happy on that DQ, Caleb.
Oh, I didn't even have Cross Border, and I was happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have Cross Border. I had singled Cross Border in that race in a pick 5. I was extremely happy.
Was that the race? There's that horse that Chase kept on betting.
There's a lot of those.
It was a maker horse, and he's like, "Oh, I think this horse might wire," and it was just like very clearly a rabbit. Like as soon as the gates opened up, fuck, what horse was it?
Oh shit, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Again?
I think it was twice.
Begins with an A, I think.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the horse. So
yeah, and actually, this Orchid features one of my least favorite horses ever.
Which one?
You'll find it. Keep going. Oh, right there it is.
Cristal?
Yeah, F that horse.
What happened?
That's the PG Johnson horse. The horse that stupid freaked and when it broke its maiden first out, and then I tried to toss it in a pick 5 or something, and it cost me 5 figs.
Beat Sweet Melania.
Yeah, that's one that beat Sweet Melania, and that was the horse that there was all the favorite in the maiden that it was in. There was all sorts of trouble, and the horse kind of got the horse caused a whole bunch of trouble, and I guess it was. It placed 3rd through disqualification in its first race because that was the horse that swung way outside and came in and like took out the 2 leaders.
What happened to this horse?
Never improved from 2 to 3 or 3 to 4.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's interesting because the time form figs seem to be getting better and better.
Not really. Horse doesn't really belong, I don't think. I think it's quite the stretch to get there.
Well, then, Mark, who do you like? I couldn't make sense of this race at all. I had
I'm
no clue.
I'm too deep. I need two horses in here.
Marzo. It was Marzo.
Marzo, thank you.
Oh, that horse.
That was Luke in chat. I have to give
Jeez,
credit.
where did he come? Man, Marzo.
Sorry,
nice
I didn't
job.
have
Marzo
that
out of
job.
there, man.
God, I
Good
was
job,
frying my
Luke.
brain on that one.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
I'm glad someone keeps track of the horses that Chase and throw money on.
It's got to
I
be
feel like he's never
the horses that Chase loses money on.
Oh my god. So you need two horses here, Mark.
I need two horses. One of those is the one, Warlike Goddess. Comes out of the very one. You're getting Julian again. I think this is like the second horse on the card that I like Julian on. It feels really dirty, but to me, this horse makes a lot of sense. Time form fakes fit. And, I can excuse that very one. It wasn't a bad race, given and looking at some of the company that was, in that race. And Bill Mott's really good second off. So second off the long layoff. So, that's this race. And I don't think you're going to get 10-1. But I thought Warlike Goddess was super, super interesting in here. And the only other horse that I need in here is Always Shopping the 9. Horse that loves Gulfstream Park. They finally figured out this one's actually a turf horse. And I think that, I think Always Shopping's got a pretty darn good chance of getting it done here. So those are the only two horses that I need in this field. Keep it nice, short, simple, easy.
Well, I got to scroll down real quick. Does Chad Brown not have any horses in these turf races here in the end? What the heck?
Yeah, it's bizarre. There were no. I don't know what's up with his barn, but
that means he's going to have like 60% of the field in every race at Belmont.
Well, I know you love Belmont. You and Chase.
I do like Belmont. I like all of New York racing.
Aqueduct.
That's the best.
Like this time of year,
turf is the best. This kind of Aqueduct is a little bit hard to watch at times, but Aqueduct when the turf gets back on.
Turf Duct is the best.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love Turf Duct.
You get some prices. Anyway, Josh, what'd you like here?
Dude, I couldn't make sense of this race. I was a little interested in this 5 coming in, shipping in from Great Britain. This is one of the horses that has gone these long distances. Clement's not like well known for first off of coming across overseas or coming across the pond, but I mean this horse is coming in off really, really nice form at long distances. So I'm going to take a shot here with I think this 5. Another horse I was interested in, but this horse I don't think is fast enough. But I'm kind of want to see what your guys' take is the 2, Enjoy It While We Can. And this is kind of mostly a pedigree play. You got Dynaformer on the bottom, so this horse is going to want to run. And you got Mike Maker stretching this horse out. Did run 7:16, so ran or a little bit longer in this distance, and didn't run that bad. Did get beat by Cristal, which is maybe that should tell me all I need to know about this horse. But I'm interested.
You do realize this is a turf race, right, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize what horse hasn't won ever on turf in 5 starts, right?
Yeah, but he's run second twice.
But yeah, okay, go on.
But it's Mike Maker. It's Mike Maker. These marathon distances. He's got Tyler aboard. It's more of a connection play. It's 20-1.
Out of 2 hang jobs on an optional 35 and an optional 25, up to a G3. And I see no reason for improvement. It's not like Maker first off the claim or anything. I think you kind of know what this one is. And
Mark, do you just want me to pick the 9? Do you just want me to pick the 9? Is that what you want? You just want me to pick the 9? The classic horse?
Always Shopping is just a lot faster,
I agree with you. I think the 9's is a worthy favorite in this spot. If I want to include any other horses, like I said, it's going to be the shipper coming from Great Britain, the 5, and then I don't know. I might do something with this 2. We'll see how I'm feeling, but that's kind of where I came to. Like I could use 2/3 of this field probably and still not feel great. So
Hey, and just to answer Sixer's question in chat, my issue is Sorrel here, and I mean I understand the horse has won 3 in a row. I like horses that like to win, always a good thing. Is the fact that this one's not getting Lasix, and this one is just not fast enough on paper to win this. So I don't really know what the improvement angle here is. I tend to love. Love Euro shippers, and coming out of the Stout Barn, he's obviously a very extremely good trainer in the UK. But I just this one, you can always see they were kind of keeping in. You'll see these handicaps and stakes that are 40, 50,000. So effectively, those are in effect allowance levels conditions in the UK, and I just don't know how does this one improve enough to win here. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a cut and dry race. I think the 9 wins this race 7 times out of 10.
Agreed.
And I don't know who else really wins. I mean, the figs on the 1 come back huge on time form. I was all over this horse last time out. I mean, the horse ran fine, stuck behind a slow pace. That's the only other horse I might have on a couple small tickets. But this is not the run style I want for my horse at Gulfstream. So that's what downgrades me a lot on that horse. Is this horse just comes from so far off the pace, and I don't see this race totally melting down. Always Shopping should win this race. I mean, if she runs either of her last 2, she ought to win this race pretty easily. I'm not going to get too creative here. I just talked about a couple of bad favorites in the previous races who I don't like. This one, I'm not trying to get around.
Evil Bob Dole saying that Josh must have skipped Caleb's video on Class.
If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we did post a couple of new videos over the past probably about 2 weeks. More beginner focus. Starting from the beginning. If you have friends that you're trying to get into horse racing, we kind of talked about the some of the tenets of handicapping, starting from the beginning. Mark did a nice little piece on speed figures. Caleb did one on Class. I'll have one up on pace probably by next week at some point. I kind of have it mapped out. I just haven't had a chance to record it yet. I was on vacation. But check them out.
Yeah, Sixer, I think that might be smart to kind of AC this sort of a race. This is the race that's how I have it on paper as an AC type race. So.
Yeah, we got Jay saying 9 is a single. Sixer with this AC structure. It looks like Luke mentioning that they keep running Sister Hanan at the wrong distances. Which horse is Sister Hanan?
Yeah, it does sort of seem like that way with Sister Hanan. I don't know why they try to keep turning her into a router / marathoner. You'd think they'd cut her back and but yeah, agreed.
She's a nice miler. I see. I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree. She's a nice miler. Yeah. I mean, maybe they're just playing the game of this division is weak enough that they can, steal some black type, but
let's see, what do we got here? We got 5 minutes till Sam Houston, and it looks like both of my horses are unplayable.
So is everybody at Sammy just betting the Asmussen Firster because it's an Asmussen Firster?
I think so.
Because, man, this 3 at 20-1 seems kind of juicy.
Let me pull up the PPs here. This had like half the field's half the field is or 4 horses are first times.
Yeah.
We like about the 3 here.
Yeah, a trainer that's got some decent first time out stats. Top and bottom aren't great pedigree wise, but with these firsters, I tend to look at it's for me more a trainer and connections type plays than anything else. It's interesting, he's a trainer that seems to 14% firsters, but at $3.31 ROI. So he's not winning it as much, but when he does, they're at higher prices. And that's a kind of shot that I'm okay taking.
Okay. What do you guys think about Kitten's Joy sprinting on the dirt? in Texas.
Yes.
In Texas. Yeah, but this is in Texas. I mean,
when you could be sprinting on the turf.
Isn't this I'm trying to use Caleb's angle here, which is look through the sires in the state bred races and find one you recognize because it's from out of state and just bet that one.
Well, that's Murphy's angle, but it's a good.
Oh, is that Murphy's angle?
It is, but it's a good take.
I mean, this Kitten's Joy has got a bullet work last time out. Got Carly Hughes aboard, who 10%. Right? Wait, who is riding this horse? Because they didn't scratch either of them, and they had her listed on both of them. So let me pull up.
What is T Money doing at Sam Houston? Not riding Delta. What's up with that?
Who? Ty Kennedy?
Yeah,
I don't know. It looks like he must have came late because he's only got 71 mounts. So
he normally rides Delta, and he rides the Delta winter meet, but it looks like he must have moved midwinter off to Delta and moved out to Sammy. I mean, maybe he's getting better mounts or just higher purses, so he's making more. He's hitting it a fairly decent percentage. So
you got a couple of kind of like Chinese knockoff Go Zappers and Grasshopper. Kind of sounds like, I mean, the name's kind of close. Who's this?
Isn't Grasshopper by Ghost Zapper?
No, Dixie Union.
Oh, it's a Dixie Union. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's Union Rags, right? Union Rags Sire.
Union Rags Sire, yeah.
I don't know, man. I might just bet this one. We'll play the Murphy angle, whatever. I didn't even have the one on any of my tickets. Well, I wanted him, but
how about a friendly stream wager? $20 to the 1 versus the 3, whoever finishes in front.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, cool.
I'm in.
You're getting 2 entries for my 1.
Yeah, exactly. This is free money. Place a little wager on this one. And then we're going to key box the 1. The 2.
Yeah, Jay, you might be right. Maybe just to get tired of losing to Thornton.
Oh, Kitten's Joy in the Dirt is definitely Caleb's angle.
Yeah, sprinting especially.
Yeah. Jared's also thinking the 1 or the 10.
I think Jared mentioned Turfway earlier with a 512 exacta. I actually like that a lot. I might throw in a 512 exacta and maybe some kind of try just to back it up. But
you're always stealing his picks, man.
I mean, he's a sharp guy. He clearly knows what to look for. I mean, he's always making all the money on Popo stream too, so you got to follow the hot hand.
All right. So I got those bets in. What do we?
But of course, he's tailing Josh. So I mean, what's that say?
Well, he's not that hot.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh was hot at slots for like 5 minutes. So
dude, I was on a slot heater, man. I started off hot.
You don't want to bet the guy when he gets back from Vegas. He just used up all of his luck in the last week, and now you decide to tail him.
It was funny. I was telling Mark. I actually we haven't done a podcast in a while, so I was actually going to do a trip report just because I was like just to get something up. I'm going to do one. I think I might do it tonight actually. So I'll put that up and I'll post that my trip report from Vegas. But I was looking at my, that you can get your tax statement or whatever and see how much money you lost or how much you put through. And I was like, man, I'm missing $300. I don't know where the heck it went. It might have gone to that spa.
Ah, the spa.
Oh, that's right. I did give my wife money to the spa. Okay, well, there's 50.
How much can a spa?
Oof. That spa was expensive.
Didn't it get more than 300 by the end? I thought it was a little.
No, it was 270 for 2 treatments or whatever. I don't know. It was our anniversary. All right, I splurged.
How much did you lose on the slots while she was getting her treatments?
I think oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember what happened. So before she went to the spa, I went on a heater and I gave her money. And then after she went to the spa, said heater ended, and I lost back a lot of that money. So. Oh man.
Okay, they're loading it, Sammy.
All right, good. Well, this 2 floated back up in price. The 1 took a bunch of money.
I like the longest price on the board.
They're loading the winner right now.
Your heater's over, remember?
No, that's true. All right. I hope this starter does the cowboy thing where he like stands in like the 3 path and hits the button.
Oh, he always does. That's his thing.
Where's his little? Oh, here he goes. Walk out a little bit, buddy. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. He should wear he should get like a little like red cape.
Go full Matador. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, he's out to like the 5 path now. Oh yeah, here he goes.
It's got a cable, like it's a manual trip. It's crazy.
Oh, he's playing it safe today.
Yeah.
He went all the way back to the rail. Oh man, that 2 broke like ass. Uh-oh. I think someone told this kitten's joy that this was a grass race. He's going ouchie.
What's this stuff hit me in the face? I don't like this.
Yeah. It looks like our horses are going to battle it out for last. Mark.
For last, Josh.
Oh, what a way to end a gentleman's wager.
Oh no, his 3's flying.
Flying.
Maybe one of your 1s can knock out the 3 for the other 1A to get next to last.
Oh, here comes my 3.
His
3 does have
right.
He's never going to get there, but I mean, at least he did something for a minute.
Oh, I hope. Oh, that 3's running into trouble. No, he's not. What the hell?
He might hit the board. 5. Ooh.
Oh, there's my 1.
Oh, the 1 came up on the outside.
Who won?
5.
I wasn't even watching. I didn't even see who won.
No, we're arguing over the
5?
horse that would finish last.
Yeah. My last 2. Hey, he made it up in the end. Yeah, I liked that 5 a little bit too, but it was it was a rough sequence there for me. All right, let's move on here. What do we got? Turfway's going to load up. Turfway's loading up. And then we got the Florida Derby. And the Florida Derby is going to be a quick one. This I think.
Sure about that?
I think so. I feel like I got to be consistent.
You're going to pick Greatest Honor every race because you picked him in the what race? What like that? Fountain of Youth or whatever, or the Holy Bull. That's what it was. The Holy Bull.
Yep.
And I hopped on the train of the Fountain of the Youth, and yeah.
I can respect it. He looks good visually.
He does. I know the speed figures aren't there, but I don't know now that Life is Good is out. I mean, the rest of those horses kind of come back down to earth.
Did you get your futures bet in on Medina?
I did not. The book stopped taking bets, and then by the time they started taking bets again, I think Medina Spirit was like 35-1 or 30-1 or something. He got
still though.
I think, yeah, he still probably would have been good, but
still bet, yeah. I mean, still a lot better than anybody betting Life is Good. I can't imagine how anybody would bet on that horse in a futures pool.
Yeah, what are you thinking if you bet Life is Good at 2-1 or whatever in the futures pool? You gotta be an idiot.
Did you guys see that guy in Reddit was like, "Oh, well, what happens to my bet now that Life is Good is scratched?"
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's why you don't.
Do I get my money back?
Yeah.
This is really slow at Turfway, isn't it? 24-3. I mean, is it always slow? I don't play Turfway, but they look strung out, but the time seems slow.
No, the times that's probably average.
Anyway, I played a 5-12 exacta and a 5 over a couple horses over a couple more horses in a try.
Yeah. You like the peanut, huh? That's what cacahuate means in Spanish. Peanut.
Is it? I thought it meant horse that runs for half mile and quits like a dog.
No. Icy Street though is looking.
Well, 12's my other bet. I need a 12 to get up for me then.
Okay, there.
Maybe the 5 can re-rally for a second.
That's some weird action on these horses.
Let's get it ring in place.
It does. The 12's like, ow. Nope. Doesn't pass.
I don't know how you can play this
Turfway. Well, Jay hit the exacta there. He boxed 4 horses. He had the 1, 5, 11, 12. So he got the 1, 12. What was the 1 went off at a decent price. So
Bejarano, but I mean, I guess that might be a reason to go for that horse.
Yeah, it's going to be $42 for a buck. So
that's never a horse I'll probably have, but nice hit.
It should pay decent. So, all right, the big one, Gulfstream Park, Florida Derby. The Curlin Florida Derby presented by Hillendale Farms at Zalapa.
Sponsored by Run Happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, your morning line favorite in this race is going to be Greatest Honor. I still really like the horse in this spot. I have a couple of concerns in this race though, and that's lack of speed. I mean, who goes? I mean, I think we were talking a little bit before this, Mark, and Caleb too. You kind of jumped on, and I mean, Collaborate maybe goes, and maybe the 1 sits just off, and that's your pace. That's like it's gonna be your.
If you're a time form person, you sort of have to make the take that Collaborate probably gets pretty loose in here, right? I mean, Nova Rags could go, but I think more than likely Nova Rags kind of sits back and sort of stalks, and I think Collaborate could get pretty loose in here from a pace standpoint.
Luke says that Collaborate was supposed to go to Chad Brown, but he had a tie back on his throat.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Let me dig a little on that one. That's interesting. That's really interesting if that's true.
All right, Mark, as someone who doesn't understand anything that just said, what's going on?
Tieback normally means a breathing problem. I don't know I don't know all the specific horse breathing, how it works, but it's basically a bad breather. It's a horse that they had to do some minor surgery. We had a filly that had a similar condition where she had a polyp in her throat, and that's normally what it means. It's a polyp or an alignment issue, and they will go in and they can medically straighten that and fix it out, and then make the horse breathe better. And that's not something I'd heard. That's the first time I've heard that about that horse. So interesting.
Is there any chance that Bob Baffert stole his epiglottis?
There's always a chance. We know Bob Baffert is clearly a glottis thief, so it could happen.
So my question is do you think that the epiglottis that was stolen out of Omaha Beach somehow made it into Spielberg? Because didn't he just have that same surgery?
I don't know if he did, but I'm going to say yes. There's a chance.
There's a Baffert horse, right? A Baffert horse just had a breathing problem.
It wasn't that one though.
Wasn't it Spielberg? Was it Concert Tour? Who had the breathing problem? Oh, someone in chat knows. I don't watch.
Remember, we were having a conversation about 2 times glottis thief, but I can't remember who it was.
I thought it was Spielberg. I thought Spielberg had the breathing problem, but
hey, David Barista in chat. I'm just wondering, what could you clarify the trend? Is that asking about the breathing issue, or what were you going for there?
Luke once again saving us, saying it was Medina Spirit.
Okay, was it Medina?
Spirit's
Okay.
the one. Medina Spirit's
Okay.
the one that had the surgery. All of a sudden, the power of Omaha Beach.
Power of the stolen Glottis.
No. Jay thinks that the 8 or the 9 are going to go. He thinks Soup in the Sandwich might go a little bit. Yeah, that last race was real slow early, but the horse was forwardly placed and still won pretty easily. So
tough for me to make heads or tails out of a 3-horse race. I kind of just draw a line through that one, and I mean, I agree with you. He will be forwardly placed. I would agree with you there. Whether or not I want to bet him here is another story. But 20-1 is not a price you're going to get. You'll be lucky to get half that. But if at 20-1, I would be interested, but I don't think that's going to happen.
So, Caleb, how did you see this then? I mean, I'm pretty much in the greatest honor camp. I think the only other 2 horses, I mean, Spielberg could win, but I mean, I don't know, I don't know what price you're going to get. I mean, Baffert in Florida. I mean, how often does Baffert ship to Florida?
Not very often.
In the games, he's running out of preps that he doesn't have another horse signed up for. So I think he had to come here. So I would imagine this is your C Baffert. This is the worst Baffert that's left, because what are the major preps that are left? I don't even know if Sunland's running.
Nope.
But you have Oaklawn. So this is sort of I have a horse that needs Derby points. I need to send him somewhere where I don't already have another runner going. Florida's the option.
What about Santa Anita Derby?
Yeah, Santa Anita Derby, but he's already probably running Medina,
got
right?
Probably Medina Spirit going to Santa Anita. Concert Tour probably going to Arkansas. Yep. That kind of leaves Spielberg as the odd man out, considering life is good as off the trail.
And Memorial still out there.
It is. That's probably where that Freedom Fighter.
Oh, Freedom Fighter?
Was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Freedom Fighter.
But anyway, I do agree with you, Josh. I think that this race kind of is – I think it's hurting for pace, but I don't think it's a race that's going to be really, really slow, because there's enough horses in here that like to sit that pocket that I think the pace will be fair. I don't think we'll see a meltdown, but a horse, like the 1 Nova Rags probably wants to be forwardly placed, especially off the rail draw. The 2 horse Quantum Leap, I mean, flashed a lot of speed last time out on the stretch out. I think there's a number of horses here. Known Agenda is going to be, within a length or 2 of the lead, most likely. So I do think there's some horses here that will have some like sneaky speed. Collaborate should certainly get the lead here. Just a matter of whether or not you think that he's good enough. And coming off a maiden score, in a 1-turn mile, go into a grade 1. I can't use that horse here, especially at probably 6-1 or 5-1 or something. But the horse probably should get the lead. That being said, I know you're a big Greatest Honor fan, and I'm not really against the horse. It's just I'm kind of against the value the horse is going to offer. This horse is probably going to be in the even money range, maybe less, maybe 4-5, maybe 6-5. I'd be amazed if you see anything more than 3-2. But this is a horse that just hasn't run that fast, despite looking phenomenal on the racetrack. We all remember Princess Noor, I think. It hasn't been that long ago. And that's another horse who was just trouncing the competition, looking effortless, but the figs came back slow. They bet her down to some asinine price in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and she ran to her numbers. I think that's the reason we have speed figures. So this isn't quite the same situation, because Greatest Honor is one of the fastest horses in this race. He just isn't one of the fastest horses on the Derby trail, in my opinion. So he could win here. He would need to improve, I think, a little bit to be worth his price. But I'm actually going to go for a horse that I can't stand and take Spielberg. I don't really like Spielberg. I've never thought he was good. I've said he's the 2021 version of 1,000 Words. He is the C-tier Baffert, but he is the yardstick by which Derby horses for this year are kind of measured. And if you don't beat Spielberg, you probably aren't a real Derby horse. And if you do beat him, you still might not be a real Derby horse, but at least you're like a legitimate horse. He always kind of runs his race. He always, gets out there and puts up a decent fig. His last out was a nice race. It was in the slop, which is something Union Rag's offspring don't typically love. He totally whiffed the break. And he made a nice run. He was never going to be Essential Quality, but Essential Quality is probably your Derby favorite right now. So I won't really hold that against him. And despite the fact that I don't think he's a very good horse, I don't think this is a very good race. So I do think that he makes some sense here. If the blind Baffert money comes in and he goes off at 2-1, then that's just not the right price. But at 4-1, 7-2, 9-2, I think he does make some sense here as a horse that probably gets first run on Greatest Honor and might be able to hold him off late.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything Caleb said there. For me, I think it's Greatest Honor on top. I think I agree with Josh here. Got on the train last out, and until the horse does something that isn't impressive, I have a hard time really faulting him. After that, Spielberg makes a lot of sense, and the one new shooter. And I should say Spielberg makes a lot of sense in the fact that I think I would agree with Caleb. He's kind of a G3 type, but if you have the take that this crop in Florida just isn't that good this year, then maybe he can, steal this. Maybe he's just better than these. But the other horse I'm sort of interested in that's the up and comer is Collaborate. Going to be very forwardly placed and could potentially get loose in here. And they paid a ton of money for this one. Makes some sense. And I will agree with Greg. I think Soup and Sandwich does make a little bit of sense. I just don't know how the race sets up where he wins, but he is a horse that I thought was a touch interesting as well, because this one's won easily both times out. Obviously, those figs aren't going to be as flattered as if he hasn't really been tested, so you don't really know what's there. It's a horse that there's still a lot of upside to. So Soup and Sandwich also is one that's a little interesting. I just don't know how I want to use him in sort of this pick six setup sequence.
So I see Joe was mentioning that you were talking about Spielberg here, and he says that he's the gatekeeper. So who's the key master then?
I don't know. Gatekeeper's a good analogy, but I can't continue it.
No. I'll let Joe respond to that one. But Stephen Fox, fan of Sandwich, but not a fan of Soup unless it's cheddar broccoli. So we might be out of luck here. Now, I know we kind of briefly touched on this one, but what do you think about the one? You think the one's got a shot in here at all?
Well, I think he's got a shot. The thing I can't figure out about the one, maybe one of you guys can inform me if you've heard something, is why is he running here and why didn't he run in the Tampa Derby? I mean, this is a horse that clearly likes Tampa. He won the Pasco, the local prep for the Sam F. Davis. He ran well in the Sam F. Davis itself. Why skip the Tampa Derby and come here?
Did Mott have another big horse?
He did, but it was the horse that he ran against in the Sam F. Davis, like Candyman Rocket, who ended up flopping pretty bad in the Sam F. Davis, in the Florida Derby. So, I mean, was he just trying to keep him separated? Maybe. I mean, that could be it, but he didn't think to do it in the Sam F. Davis. So, I mean, it's perplexing to me. I think Novarags is a big player here. I really like the horse at 12-1. There's a lot to like about this horse. I would say yes.
Is it sort of a situation where he is tossing the outcome of the Sam F. Davis and saying, geez, my best horse in my barn didn't win, and therefore I'm going to just keep thinking that this one's the best one in the barn and bring it to the Florida Derby where I think, this is my best horse. I'm going to put my best horse here, and ran Candyman Rocket back. And obviously, I think we're going to all look at the Tampa Derby and go, oh, that's a terrible race. I want no one out of that in the Derby. So do you inherently say just Mott knows what his horses were and said she maybe had an off day and that's my best horse, I want to put him in the best race? I don't know. I'm trying to make a case for it. I don't really have anything great to say there.
Well, noted Gulfstream Park guru and savant, Mr. Papo, shake up over here, saying he likes the 1 and the 5 a bit against Greatest Honor. I did see Luke over here mentioning it before. Known Agenda had the best last out sheets number. He's using the rags. I don't know what the Jerry Brown sheets say. Have you looked at him yet, Caleb?
I haven't. It doesn't surprise me. The horse was real wide on both turns. But I think I know who No Agenda is, and I think he's just not a stakes horse. I mean, he romps in these allowances and maiden scores with these big numbers, but he was really bad in the Sam F. Davis. He wasn't very good in that Remsen. Maybe he gets a fast track over a surface he likes at the distance he likes, and he puts it all together. Like, sure, but I would take the 1 over the 5. I think.
And thank you, Papa. I see you saying, "What's up? Good luck." Thank you for checking in. I know we try to check your stuff out when we got some slow days there at the office. So
I needed you yesterday. The rail was not as good as I needed it to be, and I was lost.
No. Yeah, Gulfstream's turned on me a little bit here the past couple of weeks. So, yeah, I mean, my excuse me, I thought I was gonna sneeze there, but honestly, I know you guys are both a little bit on Spielberg here, but my biggest knock against Spielberg, honestly, is just the pattern. He seems like an every other horse to me, so I kind of think that he's gonna kind of regress a little bit here. So I think we've talked this one to death. Greatest honor is your Florida Derby winner. After 15 minutes of discussion, we're gonna get 4 to 5 home, and Shug's gonna get a nice one, I think, in the Derby. Nice horse, but probably still gonna be too slow.
Any concerns about him not being cranked for this race? He's already in the gate.
Well, I know. I think
that was sort of chat. Yeah, in chat was sort of having that conversation of, is there a chance he's not really cranked here? They're just going to stretch his legs out and whatever. Sure, I guess that's but Shug isn't a trainer that I think does that. I don't think that's how he does. He seems to be the guy who, he doesn't have those really peaky horses. His horse is kind of slow upward trends. I would think this one is, probably, brings his A game.
Right. Like we're literally getting to Steven's point, and he has to say, call us cowards. Damn it, Evil Bob Dole. But yeah, I mean,
I think Orb would be the good example of a horse that Orb was a Shug horse as well, and Orb was a horse that sort of rounded into form, got better, peaked for the Derby, and then definitely tailed off the rest of his career. But he didn't need the Derby, or didn't need the Florida Derby points to get into the Kentucky Derby, or at that point I think it was still earnings, so he didn't need the earnings either because he had it coming off from the Holy Bull. But
yeah, I don't really have much to add here. I think I'll probably be skinny in this leg. I'll probably have a bunch of horses in that stupid allowance race up front, and in that marathon race, was that race 13, and then I'm going to be kind of skinny in the rest of the legs, and see if we can't hit a second straight mandatory payout day here. But what are you guys looking at this weekend, Caleb? What you? I know you got the Aqueduct tourney on Saturday. What else you got?
Nothing really. I think, honestly, I think I built up Florida Derby Day more in my mind than it actually is. I don't love the card. I mean, the stakes races came up kind of soft. I mean, just from my first pass handicapping, I don't see any horses I'm like dying to bet. The pick six will get some of my money just because it's going to be a huge carryover. I'll lose it somehow, so I may have accepted that already. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably be looking at, I guess, Gulfstream, and then probably some Oaklawn. I've been doing real well at Oaklawn lately, so I'm going to try to focus more on the tracks that I've been doing well at, even if they're not ones I particularly enjoy as much. So trying to do more Oaklawn and less West Coast racing, and see where we go from there.
Yeah, I'm going to be somewhat light this weekend. I might take a look at this pick six, but I'll probably be pretty light. Players Championships next weekend, and I don't want to be super exhausted going into that. So try to keep it light here and point for the PC.
I'm smiling because Sixer just mentioned something I was thinking about, which is Turfway Park's biggest day.
The stakes.
I'll be honest. If I hit this pick six on Saturday, I might just stream the rest of the Turfway card and just get drunk on stream.
After you abandoned me for Texas Champions Day.
Oh well, We tried. So that's the funny thing is we actually did try to do something last Saturday, and then hotel Wi-Fi was not kind to me. But we'll talk, Caleb. We'll talk. We'll see what date night looks like for you, and then we'll figure that out. But yeah, so we are on the wrong lead. Check us out at wrong_lead on Twitter, on thewronglead.com. Shout out to Chase. I know he'll be live tomorrow with ABR. Shout out to Brian and his 20-hour work days. Big shout out to Keep Pounding. Big shout out to Mr. Shakeup. Said the rail was bad yesterday. Thank you again, Papo. Make sure you check out his streams. He streams Gulfstream pretty much every day, I think, right? Wednesday through Saturday?
Thursday and Friday, sometimes
Friday?
Wednesdays.
Shout out to Murphy, who loves steaks. But yeah, we'll catch you guys later.